Good day everyone. So our topic for today is signed binary numbers. So since we will be talking about more on binary numbers, so I will have to teach you on how to get the value for the decimal number to binary number using this table. Kani siya nga table. So again, if your base is 2, it will be represented by binary numbers. Each exponential for the base 2 have their equivalent. So you have your 2 raised to the power of 0, which is 1, 2 raised to the power of 1, 2, 2 raised to the power of 2, 4, 2 raised to the power of 3, 8, 2 to the power of 4, 16, 2 to the power of 5 is 32, 2 to the power of 6 is 64, 2 to the power of 7 is 128, 2 to the power of 8 is 256, and 2 to the power of 9 is 512, and so on and so forth. Napana siya 2 to the power of 10, 11, 12, 13, and so on. So they have their equivalent value. How to get the value of that one? So you can use your calculator or manually lang. Pero if I were you, I will be going to use the calculator lang. Kay kung manual, maglisod. So for this part, I'll be discussing to you on how to get the value of your decimal number using the binary value of your decimal number using this chart. So example, if you're going to get the decimal value for 1, so since sa imong table, there is a 1 value, so i-on ra na nimo siya. Or you have to put 1. Di ba your 1 is just equivalent to on. Your 0 is off. Ana raman na ang binary. 1 and 0 raman na ang binary. So you will indicate 1 as on, 0 as off. So since your decimal value is 1, so kanira siya naka-on. So the rest is 0. So your equivalent binary value for 1 is 1. Ba? How about if you have your 8 decimal value? So sayon rasad siya, kay naaraman siya sa table. So you have to on your 8, the rest is 0. So your equivalent binary number for value for 8 is 1000. So how about if you have your 15? How do you map your 15? So since it's 15, and as you can see sa table, there is no 15, only 16. So dili siya pwede ang 16. So we have to use the 8 na. 8. Kaya di mo siya pwede ang 16. Kung ang 16 mo i-on, lapas na siya sa 15. So you have to on your 8. Now what should be added to 8 to make it 15? Ayan siya. 8. So it should be 7. So ang kuwang niya na naman kay 8 nga naka-on should be 7. So since walay 7, so on na ang 4. So your 8 plus 4 is 12. 12. So what should be added to 12 para mahimo siyang 15? So it should be 3. So naamang kay 2, wam kay 3, so you have to on your 2. So kuwangan kag 1. So i-on sa nimo siya. So your binary equivalent for 15 is upat ka 1. O how about nga dito sa dako-dako? O how about if you have your 550? What will happen? So your 550 will be 1. Kani siya 1. But it's not 550, it's 512. So kuwangan pa kaana imuhang value. So you have to add another number to make it 550. Okay, 512 man. O what will be the number to be added to make it 550? Diba? Kuwangan pa kag 38. 38. So, unsa may pwede na to i-on ani? So, as you can see, it's a table. Walay 38, but there is 32. So, pwede na to i-on ng 32. O, next. So, ang kuwang 38 man to. So, ang kuwang na lang is 6. Okay, kuhaan mo ang 38, kuhaan mo 32. So, 6 na lang. So, walay 6 sa table. But there is 4 and 2. So, kung i-add mo 4 ug 2, 6 na siya. So, wala na. Okay na. So, the rest is 0. O, i-check na to ha. Kung sakto ba ni siya inyong value. If you're going to check kung sakto ba siya, we will add all the on or all the 1 part. So, you have your 512 naka-on added by 32 added by 4 and 2. So, it is equals to 4, 10, 5, and 5. So, equal na siya. So, this binary number is just equivalent to 550. I want you to check or to compute the binary numbers. It's 4, 290, and 650. Baligo ko compute, then I will be back for 5 minutes. And please compute this one. Yeah, we will just check if your answer is just the same with my answer. So, mana mo? So, we will check if my answer is just the same with your answer. So, for 290, the equivalent binary number is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. And for 560, your equivalent binary value is 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. So, kung kinsa nakakuha na, very good. So, kung kinsa itong makakuha, kindly check lang kung unsaon siya, ha? So, again, don't forget this way of computing your binary numbers. So, you will go further with your signed binary numbers. So, in signed binary numbers, so when you see sign, your number will be represented by negative or positive sign, or your minus or plus sign. So, in ordinary arithmetic, your negative number will be represented by minus sign, is yeah. And your positive number is indicated with a plus sign. So, your positive integers can be represented by an unsigned number. So, 0 belongs to your positive number. So, if ever you can see an 8, 7, 6, or 5, so makaingon ta nga kana siya positive numbers. How about if you're going to present negative numbers? So, unsaon na to pag-indicate nga negative numbers siya? So, that's why we will be using the minus sign. So, sa ordinary arithmetic na siya, minus sign. So, if you have your 8, kana siya positive. But if you will be using negative sign, so meaning kana siya negative numbers na siya. How about if you have your negative 2? Negative numbers nga pa na siya. So, that is the way on determining kung negative or positive ang numbers. So, how about if we will be using binary numbers na? How does binary numbers represented in positive or negative? So, in binary numbers, your digit will be represented by the sign bit 0 for positive and 1 for negative. If you have your 5, which is equivalent to, pila gani ang decimal value aning 5? Using katong table. So, naka-on ang 4, naka-off ang 0, out 2, then 1. So, this will serve as your 5. But how will be 5 represented in binary numbers with positive or negative sign? So, kani siya nga 5 is an unsigned number, which is equivalent to 101. What if you have your positive 5? How will it be represented in binary numbers? So again, for your binary numbers, the convention is to make your sign bit 0 for positive and 1 for negative. So kung naa kay plus sign, equivalent na siya into 0. Kung naa kay minus sign, equivalent na siya into 1. So with this value, na positive 5, it should be represented by 0, 1, 0, 1. Ba? Kaya ang positive niya is 0 man. So, kani siya will serve as your positive. And kani siya will serve as your 5. Man iha. Next. So binary number is assigned. Then the leftmost bit represents the sign and the rest of the bits represents the number. So matawag siya, ang imong binary matawag siya sign kung ang imong leftmost bit niya represents the sign and the rest of the bits represents the number. So example for this one is kani siya, sign number yun siya. Naa siya'y positive. Kani sad siya, naa'y negative. So they are known as signed numbers. How about sa imong binary with unsigned? So binary number is an unsigned when your leftmost bit is the most significant bit of the number. So meaning, kung naara kay makita nga 25, so unsigned na siya. Kaya wala man siya represent of plus or negative. So unsigned na siya. Kung na kay 30, unsigned ng gyapon siya. How about if negative 50? Unsa siya? So it should be signed. Kaya naaman siya sign number nga negative. So we will have another example for you to determine kung unsa ang signed o unsigned numbers. So this example is represented by a string of bits, binary, which can be expressed into signed and unsigned. So pangutana, pilay value ani niya? So ang value kuno niya sa signed is positive 9. Ang value niya sa unsigned is 9 ra. So how do you determine nga 9 siya? Diba kani siya is just equal to 1. Kani siya is equals to 8. So i-add mo siya, may siyang 9. Inomdom pa mo sa katong table. So when you will be representing this one into sign number, signed, so it will be represented with positive 9. Why 9? Diba for signed numbers, your 0 designates as positive. Unya, kung ato nas unsigned, mahimo na siyang 9 ra siya. So dili lang gyapon kwintahon ang 0 diri. Another example. So the string of bits 11001 can be expressed as signed numbers negative 9. So the leftmost bit is 1, designates a negative number. So kani siya will serve as your negative number for sign. Kani siya will serve as 9. Ano siya? Pag-represent. Unya, kung unsigned sad, kani siya, tangtango na ni nato siyang 9. Tangtango na ni nato siya. Kani negative. Okay, will be looking for unsigned numbers man. So sa ato pa katong dili ka mag-indicate kung negative o positive siya. If you're going to count this one, kani siya mahog siya 9. Kani siya 16 value. So if you're going to contribute, you have here 16 plus 9 is equals to 25. That's why yung mga unsigned number is 25. Another example. How about if you're going to look for the value of positive, the sign number of positive 25 and your 25 unsigned values. So kung mayroon kang positive 25, kani siya is just equivalent to 25. Since we will be using positive sign man, so again, your positive sign is represented with 0 and negative is represented with 1. So kani siya, mahimo na ni siyang 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Kani siya. If you're going to check this one, 25 yung value. How about if it's in negative 25? So it will be represented with 1. 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So this one will indicate as your negative. The rest is your 25. Kasabot ra. How about if you're going to represent 25 lang without sign? So it should be represented with 0, 1. So it should be represented with 1 ra. 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So that will serve as your 25. So another example. Okay. Another example. So another example. What will be the value for your positive 3, negative 3, and 3 lang? So again, to represent your positive, so it should be 0. And then, your negative is 1. So kani siya, wala ra ni siya representation sa imong negative sign. So unsa isumpay nimo for positive 3? So it should be 2 and 1. 1 and 1. Next is 1 and 1. So kani siya will be represented by 1. 1. So kani siya, if you can see this in binary numbers, represented by a sign number positive, so this will serve as your positive. And this one will serve as your 3. Kani siya. Oh, how to represent your negative 3? So your 1 will serve as your negative, and this one will serve as your number. How to represent your number lang? So wala kay indication nga 0 and 1, kay number man siya. So you will represent 11. We will try. So I want you to get the value for the string of bits in signed and unsigned numbers. Signed and unsigned number. So what will be the value for this one using signed and unsigned numbers? So, kindly check lang ha. I will give you the answer after. Then, after that, you have to check pa inyong answer. I read some same recommendations example. As you can see, same recommendations example. So we will have to add another. We'll have to add another value lang. So we'll have to add 1 lang diri. So, okay na mo. Nakuha rin ninyo. So, again, this will serve as your kanisya na value will serve as your, for sign number, will serve as your negative 25. And for unsigned value, mahog siya 57. So, why is it negative 25? Diba, for sign value, there should be a representation of 0 and 1 for negative and positive. So, kani siyang 1 diri sa imong leftmost will serve as your negative. And this one will serve as your number. So, kani siyang equivalent is 25. How about for unsigned number? For your unsigned, so no need for negative ni siya. No need for negative. So, diretso na mo siya i-count kung pila yung value, which is equivalent to 57. So, okay na. And the next topic is sign magnitude convention. The representation of the sign numbers in the last example is referred to as sign magnitude convention. So in this notation, the number is consists of magnitude and a symbol or a bit 0 or 1 indicating the sign. So this is the representation of sign number used in ordinary arithmetic. So when arithmetic operations are implemented in the computer, it is more convenient to use a different system. So it is known as the sign complement system for representing negative sign. And so again, ganiha nga itong represent is sign convention. O sign magnitude convention. Katong which is consist of magnitude and a symbol. And so next na to present is using sign complement system. So this will be represented in negative numbers. So in this system, a negative number is indicated by its complement. So kung negative number gani siya, i-indicate niya siya into its complement. So don't forget your R's complement. So since positive number always starts with 0 in the leftmost, diba, ang positive number niyo. So for the complement system, it will always start with 1. So diba, ang positive number nimo is 0 man to. So ini-complement nimo ang 0 katong positive nimo ini-complement nimo, it should start with 1. So, indicating a positive number. So, the sign component system can use either 1's or 2's complement. So, from magnitude convention to 1's complement and then 2's complement. So, there is only one way to represent plus number. It should be 0. Positive number should be 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So this representation is using an 8 bits of number of bits. So again, there are 3 ways to represent numbers with 8 bits. 8 bits na ha. First is your sign magnitude representation, katong na ay plus and 0. Second is your sign 1's complement representation, and the third is sign 2's complement representation. So again, your 1's complement katong na ay diminish result. Ang 2's complement will be added by 1. And so this is an example of negative 9 with 8 bits. 8 bits ta. So you see 8 bits, it should be represented with 8 number of digits. So again, the example is using negative 9. To get your sign magnitude representation, na 8 bits man ta, diba? The equivalent for your 9 is kaniman siya, 1001. Unya, 8 bits man ta, so it should be represented into 8 bits. So kung maunin mo value sa 9, you have to put another value to make it 8. So punan pa nimo diri 4, 5, 6, 7. How about the last part? So mag-represent na kag negative diri, which is your 1. Kay negative man nga value atong ipangita. So that's why your sign magnitude representation is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. O kana siya nga representation, we have to convert that one into 1's complement. Ang saan itong 1's complement? You have to change your 0 to 1 and 1's to 0. So, in this indication, since negative man siya, you have to remain your negative sign, 1. And then, you have to change the rest of the digits into the 1's complement. So, saan itong 1's complement again? Your 0 will be replaced by 1, 1, 1. Then your 1 will be replaced by 0, then 1, 1, 0. So that is for 1's complement. How about your 2's complement? How to get your 2's complement? For your 2's complement, you have to add 1 lang. So that's why your result will be this one. So Zion, let's see. I will have another example. Wala naman din example. So this is the table for signed binary numbers. You have to check lang why is it mao na siyang result. So this representation is using 4 bits. But if you're going to present you're going to present 8 bits, so 8 bits yun lang yung i-present ha. So we'll have this one. We'll check kung sakto ba siya. So for this one, for this example, so you have your numbers, katong signed binary numbers. So they can be called as signed binary numbers. Why? Tungod sa ilang mga sign nga positive and minus sign. Diba there are 3 ways in magnitude representation for your signed numbers. First is you have your sign magnitude. Sign magnitude, your 1's complement, and your sign 2's complement. So, tulang ito ka representation. Your sign magnitude, sign 1's complement, and sign 2's complement. Again, how to get your sign magnitude? So, it should be the number with the value at the leftmost. So, kani siya, example, positive 7. So, again, this example is using 4 bits. 4 bits na siya. Katong example na niya is using 8 bits. So, for positive, so it should be represented by 0. Nya, dayon, 7 dayon. So, the next 3, 1 will represent your 7 numbers. And next is your signed 1's complement. So for your signed 1's complement, it should be still the same. Why? Because this signed 1's complement or your magnitude representation is just applicable for your negative sign. Alam siya, negative sign naman to siya. So same ra iyang 1's complement and your 2's complement for positive numbers. But if you're going to check for the negative numbers na siya, so mauna ni siya, you have your negative 0, which is represented by 1, di complement siya, and then inigtus ani, mahog siya infinite. Why? Kay 4 bits naman siya. And next, you have your negative 1. Your negative 1 is kani siya. Your 3 digits will be 1. Your 1 will be your negative. So, in getting the 1's complement, you have to steady lang ang 1 for negative, and then you have to change your 0 to 1. And next is steady lang ang 1, and then plus 1 na. So, na siya, ninana na siya. So, same with other numbers. Kindly check lang. So, again, balik ta ha, review ta ha. Para di maglibog. Okay, kani manggod nga part is your positive number. There are no changes for your positive number for 1's and 2's complement. Why again? Kay positive numbers is just represented with one way lang siya by using 0. Ano siya? So again, The representation for your positive number will be one way lang. So, mauna siyang ganiha sa imong table, one way ra gyud siya. Pag-represent sa imong sign magnitude, so one way ra siya, same ra siya. While for your negative number representation, so naa siya 3 ways. Negative numbers ha. 3 ways. You have your sign magnitude, sign 1's complement, and sign 2's complement. So again, for your sign magnitude, so it should be the number with the sign. Itong i-represent sa sign. So for your sign numbers, the positive will be represented with 0, the negative will be with 1. Pero since negative numbers man siya, so negative 1 ra gyud siyang representation. For your sign 1's complement representation, so it should be the number 0 and 1, which can be changed, diba? Katong formula ninyo for 1's complement. For 2's complement, it should be added by 1. Again, you have to remain the negative sign. So, balik ka sa example, ha? So, in this example, if you have your number 8, so, kani siya, you have your number ng so if you have your negative 8, so dili siya pwede. Why? Kaya siya di siya pwede. Why? Okay, your 8 is equivalent to ana man siya, diba? 8 man na siya. Since you will be using negative, so lapas siya. So that's why inana na siya, giblanko na siya kay 4 digits pan. So I hope you're going to review lang this table nganong nainani ni siya, ha? And then you can ask me if ever you have problems lang. Okay, thank you very much and God bless.